Samantala, balikan po natin ang paglalahad ng balita ng ating Pangulo, ang Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte.
The Ayalas and sila Quezon sa itong mga big companies, Robinsons, you might be able really to alleviate the situation by just understanding also the plight of the workers who are not working now and locally are not really in a position to demand. But I said, kayo na lang umiintindi. And if you try to help, kindly tumulong na lang kayo. I will designate somebody after this meeting because there will be changes in the structure. Hindi naman nagbago. Hindi ang structure lang ng task force. So, with that, may I be allowed to just read my speech or my talk with the people of the Republic of the Philippines. My dear countrymen, as of 9 p.m. today, the confirmed cases of COVID-19 in the Philippines has risen to 140 with a death toll of 12. Still low. It is a figure that is rising day by day beyond our borders, and the whole world has been shaken by the spread of this disease. At first, it was China and the East Asian region, which still in the midst of a crisis as we speak. But now, according to the World Health Organization, the epicenter has shifted to Europe. Wala rin tayong magawa. Alam mo, we want to do business, we want to make money, we want to move, but there is no interaction now, and there is no trade to speak of, and there are no flights going out, in, and for you to do business. In other words, if you go there, you are alone. And please understand that we are talking to you honestly and in good faith. To address this crisis, I placed the entire country under a state of public health emergency. And that is why mayors now can go ahead and issue not really ordinances, but executive orders to make the environment of their municipality more conducive to a healing process. Hindi mo na kailangan ng mag-convene ka pa ng government, city council, because with this public health emergency, you can, as the mayor responsible to execute the laws of the land, the ordinance plus the laws of the national government. So, hindi mo na kailangan dito na maghingi pa kayo, maghintay pa kayo ng, because I've read somewhere, or maybe I've heard it over the TV, radio, na yung ibang munisipyo naghihintay pa. With this emergency, hindi na po kailangan. Just go ahead and the mayor will do it for us. Para walang para wala masyadong rokos, walang debate, isa lang, one line lang ngayon, mayor lang muna. And he can come up with any measure to protect public health, public interest, public order, public safety, and whatever is needed to make life more livable in your place. As long as you are in good faith. Sa akin, no, hindi na kailangan. I don't know, there's always a smart elect in this country. Just for example, meron dalawa kaagad sinasabi, they go to the opposite side by saying, yung mga police, hindi kayo pwedeng maaresto kasi gano'n. You know, no, you don't have to say that. Ano mo lang, you'd encourage people to to assert something na kunting bagay lang magipag-away sa pulis. Correct. You cannot be arrested if you are out. But if you are advised to go home and you grapple with the police with words and ultimately it comes to dalhin ka sa stasyon for a public disturbance or disobedience to a lawful authority, pwede ka talagang dalhin sa stasyon. At kung dumaban ka sa police, it is a direct assault. But itong may mga dalawa kasing para marinig lang. Sabi na hindi kayo dapat hulihin ng police. Ang problema, because you are confronted. In ordinary times, there is really no need to be talking about it publicly just to be heard. Para lang marinig ka ng tao, makiksaw-saw ka. Ayaw mo magpaiwan sa mga isyo, so gusto mong sumali rin para marinig ka, meron akong contribution. Ito yan, ha. Huwag mong ganunin ang tao. Just say, obey. Kaya kung sabihin mo, hindi ka pwedeng hulihin, hindi ka pwedeng and then you are advised, and you become a hothead, makipagtulakan ka sa pulis, kung sabihin ka dito ka magdaan, dito ka, huwag kang pumunta dyan, because you are not allowed, there is now a ban, tapos upon the advice of this, mga tao talaga na ayaw ang pahuli. Alam na mga tao, bright kayo. At alam ninyo, bright kayo. Mga tao lang, pati kayo. Hindi kami kasali. You seem to give a side comment that is not good. Instead of saying na hindi ang pulis, sabihin mo, sumunod kayo sa mga pulis because ang pulis kumukuha ng order dito sa itaas. Kami naman, ako sa itaas, ayaw ko. I hate it. Ayaw ko makipag-ano sa kapwa ako tao. But the problem is there is a crisis. So you have to obey. Hindi naman sila. Hindi naman sila maging presidente. Hindi naman sila sinabi sa batas na sila ang magdala ng laro dito pagkapanahon ng ganito, it's the executive department. So better if you give an order, make it milder and more acceptable and not cause a parang mairita yung mga police pati military na sabihin mo na gano'n. Hindi naman kayo. It's not you. It is the military commanders that they will obey. Remember, this is an emergency. And during an emergency, tumabi kayong lahat and give it to the people who are responsible for protecting the country, alleviating the suffering, and enforcing public order. Starting To address this crisis, I placed the entire country under a state of public health emergency. Ito nga po, kasali na ang mga mayor dito. No need of an ordinance. Go ahead and enforce the laws that are laid down by the national government and the laws that are already in the penal statutes, in the book, and made a pronouncement last Thursday approving the placement of the National Capital Region under community quarantine. Itong other countries, because of the sensitivity of the Filipinos, maraming kasi, hindi mag-intindihan ang task force. They wanted it more acceptable sa libro lang man, but actually in other countries, it's really a lockdown. So, dito muna tayo, paano natin mapigilan ang contagion? Kung sige kayo labas ng labas, tapos you mingle with others, makita mo naman the crowded queues that are being created by ang gustong sumakay. No. Whether you like it or not, you have to be near people. And there will be contact as a consequence. So you cannot avoid people-to-people contact, the very thing that we are not allowing because it will spread the disease. Kung maaari lang po, stay home, and for the businesses, pagka lumala ito, sa bagay, day-to-day ang conference, tignan natin, pag lumalala ito, you better close down your business. That's an order, because you will also help in propagating the disease instead of helping. Yan ang order ko sa inyo. Starting yesterday, what has been in effect has been a general quarantine, which allows the substantial freedom of movement within NCR and even allows the transit of people to and from the NCR for purposes of work and other essential services. Kaya ngayon, pupunta ka doon sa trabaho mo, whether you like it or not, it's a working place, you are there. Pag inatsi ka, makuha ng lumilipad yung the virus, sabi nila, yung virus, kinokorek ako. I would like to pronounce it, kasi galit ako. Sabi ko, saan itong virus na ito? So, ganoon na lang, ang tawag ko sa kanya, kasi galit ako, virus. Well, lumilipad yan everywhere, especially in cramped and not well-ventilated places. So you run the risk of going home, giving it to your children, and then your children the next day will play with other children. We cannot really control the contagion perfectly. We want it to be perfect, but there will be the downsides. Food, yung isa. Yung isa naman yung sweldo ninyo. Kaya kung nakikiusap sa malalaking negosyo, magtulong na lang kayo at yung mga suppliers ng dito sa mga sari-sari na manggaling sa inyo, kindly help so that there is at least a economy working around. Kung if this can be done by your skeletal force, huwag yung lahat ng mag-assign lang kayo ng mga tao na kukunti to minimize, at least kung ilan lang ang lalabas with the social distancing, baka mapababaan natin itong delikado na sitwasyon. isa naman, we have the DSWD under General Bautista. Siya yung mag-ikot through the barangay captains. Barangay captains, you have mabigat itong trabaho ninyo ngayon. Pareho tayo. I am not saying that you should work also. No, you are mandated to work. So, dito, ang para isang linya lang, General Bautista, o si Secretary Bautista, nag-retire na ito. Pagkakilala ko si General, matagal na kasi. General Bautista will have his people go around and look for people who are hungry. And that is the job of the mayor. Kasi ikaw yung mayor ng barangay mo, ikaw ang maghanap para isang tumbok lang ang gobyerno. And we can give the help necessary. I hope I have made myself clear on this. However, upon further study of worldwide trends and measures and the need of extreme caution during such time as this, I have come to the conclusion that stricter measures are necessary. For this reason, pursuant to my powers as President under the Constitution and Republic Act 11332, I am placing the entire mainland of Luzon under quarantine until April 12, 2020, coinciding with the entire end of the Holy Week. So pati na ang Luzon, kasi sa ibang lugar may pumuputok na. And since we cannot, we do not have the luxury of time of waiting whether or not it is really true or validating that there is really such a connection or a contagion somewhere. Hindi ako pwedeng I cannot go into a guessing game. See, I have to act. And better, baski na kung di wala mangyari. But if there is already contagion and there are cases which need to be attended to, then government can move faster. It's better to assume that it is true because what you would need only is the validation. At makagalaw na kaagad tayo. But let me make this clear, Ms. Curtailed.